I'm Jasper.
And I'm Dereka. Welcome to our home that we bought on day 7 of a 9-day vacation. So this house is the nicest house that I've ever lived in compared to Germany and the States. And again, our house in America was really, really nice. And I thought it was big, but it has nothing on this home here.
America, they do have larger houses, but you're going to pay an arm and a leg. Here, you're going to pay a fraction of that price. Whereas in the States, a house like this, you're going to pay in the upwards of $900,000 up to $1.5 million. And that's outside the price range of just regular, just living people, middle class people. And then in Germany, it's even much vast. There's a big, vast difference between the two.
Yeah.
Where you're going to pay much more money because of the euro, the exchange rate. And then they don't have large homes in Germany. So that's our smallest home is in Germany.
Right.
Yeah. But yet it's the most expensive.
Most expensive, 700,000 euro.
Yeah. So
for that tiny house.
Yeah. This one was what?
300,000.
Yeah. Yeah. So you're talking about a house that's 7,300 square feet for those in the U.S. and 683 meters squared. That's very cheap.
I'm originally from New York City. I spent 20 years in the Air Force. Looking forward to retirement soon and spending some time here in South Africa.
And my name is Jasper. I'm originally from Dallas, Texas, Oak Cliff, and then by way of also Pleasant Grove as well. Also, I'm retired as well, retired from the United States Navy, Chief Petty Officer, did 27 years. And then also retired from Dallas Police Department. So same explanation as far as my wife, we're both here just to find community, find ourselves, and just embrace just our culture when I say that, as well as African American culture, but also our brothers and sisters here in South Africa as well. So welcome to our home. And we're glad to show you exactly how we've redone our home and made it something where we really love to come in and enjoy ourselves, as well as our family come and enjoy us too as well. So let's start here, right here. We're in the foyer area. We have this beautiful chandelier that we really love. As far as I think it sets the mood, it sets the tone with the large floor-to-ceiling glass windows in the entryway. So again, when people walk in and are walking up to the entrance, they're able to see into the home. And as far as a very open space, as far as the layout of the home. And so we can actually start down this hallway first, and then we'll come and talk about this open area here.
All right, so this is seating area number 1. We just purchased some furniture, got it set up here, and a little bit of art. So we're still trying to get everything in place like we wanted, but you know, slow and steady still wins the race. So we're gonna take our time, make sure we do it right. So yeah, this is our seating area here.
And what makes this seating area very unique is that you actually have some collapsible glass doors or window doors, or however you want to put it, where you can close off this room, and so that it gives you an element of privacy. And so that's one aspect of this room that I really like. Also, you have a balcony door, or excuse me, a patio door, where you have access to the outside right here. So I think this is actually one of my favorite rooms as well. We initially, you know, you can do another seating area, which I don't know if that makes too much sense, but again, you have that option to do so, or you can make it as a formal dining room, or you can do it where you can have a pool table. Again, this space is large enough where you can have a nice sized pool table. You have a view of the front of your house as far as the entrance of the doors, or you have this big, large bay window here where you can look out to the pool. And so right now we're trying to explore options on which direction we want to go. But yeah, we love it. It's just the sheer amount of space and the openness of this. Yeah, we love this.
So this is the bar area. where many drinks will be had.
Yeah, yeah.
So this is it for now. I think at some point we're going to talk about maybe redoing it. But
Yeah, that and also the chairs. We actually asked the previous owner to leave us the bar stools only because they'll be used for a temporary period of time.
yeah, these have to go.
And so we're eventually here at the beginning of the new year be purchasing some new bar stools. But everything else we actually had redone as far as the backsplash,
That's really it.
the painting of the cabinets.
Yeah.
And so I think it came out really good. Shout out to our contractor, Derek, who did an exceptional job. So, yeah.
Definitely. And then this is the Braai area, more of a entertainment space where you have direct access to the pool with the stackable doors. And then you also have your Braai. So that takes some getting used to, having an actual grill inside of your home. Yeah, I'm not sure what to do with that.
Well, look, even though that is we've learned here that's a South African tradition as far as you have to have a proper braai. So
Right.
we do have a braai. We have not utilized it, so please don't knock us yet. We're going to try it eventually one of these days here soon. So, but yeah, we thought this space would be perfect for kind of a lounge area if you have friends, families over.
Yeah.
And then we wanted something where, with the aesthetics of it, the furniture, we wanted something that looked really nice and neat.
Yeah. Definitely.
So,
Still missing some pieces, but
but
we're gonna get there.
stay tuned.
Yes.
Yeah. And then you see how it still is it's so open. So again, from the front door to our way back here, you can see directly straight through because of the openness of this layout of this house. But this is kind of like a family room. Now, mind you, we have a TV there, 85 inch, and then in this room, there's a 100-inch TV. And so in hindsight, I don't know if we would have done that in the past, put two large TVs next to one another, but aesthetically, we thought it looked really nice. And so at nighttime, you have the TV wall with the LED lights, really nice touch. And so, and then you also have this beautiful double-sided fireplace. And so we thought this would be a good setup, what we have here. So yeah, that's nice. True story. We came to South Africa. It was spring break of last year.
This year.
This year, excuse me. Spring break of this year. We came on a 9-day trip, day 7. And we came during the 9-day trip, we had visited different homes throughout South Africa. And the experience was amazing for me. When I came and landed and going into the airport and I'm looking around, I'm like, this is unreal. I'd never seen something like this. Nobody told me that Africa looks like this. They don't tell us that. And so, we get here and I'm like, wow, look how built up. Look at the infrastructure. Look at just beautiful people walking around proud. I'm like, whoa, this is something that I was never used to. And so, not to say anything as far as my African American brothers in the States, but to be in Africa and see that, I was like, whoa, this ain't what they told us. And so for me, it was very emotional and overwhelming. I would find myself loss of words. I couldn't even say nothing. I would just sit there quietly and was just like, and it was trying to register and like, whoa. And so long story short, finally, 9-day trip here, day 7, after looking at houses, we bought this house. I mean, it was a decision where it's one thing to go and buy a car or, buy just, expensive dress or a watch, but to buy a house, that's day 7 of a 9-day trip. I said, this is where we need to be.
I was shocked at the infrastructure. What I thought South Africa would be is just different than what it actually is. So unfortunately, due to, the media that we are exposed to, television kind of tells us that, it's so extremely dangerous and crazy things are happening here. And so then you kind of have this thought of maybe it might be dilapidated or not as modern or built up. And boy, was I wrong. So getting here, it definitely shocked me. The roads, the infrastructure, the buildings, the restaurants, the people, the culture. It's amazing. I feel like when I was coming up, I didn't get a lot of information about just this region, right? It seemed like we more so were taught about, is it West Africa? West, like Nigeria, Ghana, you know, over on that side, but not so much about South Africa. So to get here and experience this culture and the people and the beauty of it all, it's been mind-blowing. So this is the kitchen. So excited about the size of this kitchen.
Yeah.
Oh man, I'm able
Yeah.
to do so much.
Yeah.
Cooked my first meal here, Christmas Eve, so
Absolutely.
that was a success. So here again, we just painted the cabinets, and this is all original countertop, but we did redo the tile. Slowly we'll be working on some remodeling in here, but for now, you know, it's home. We put fresh coat of paint, and happy with how that turned out.
Yeah, from the baseboards, walls, and up to the crown molding. And so, yeah, we pretty much redone all of that.
Yeah.
And so, we love this kitchen, the size of it, love the center counter here, a lot of space. So for cooking, entertaining, and again, from this, I mean, you're able to entertain everybody pretty much in each room.
Yeah, definitely.
And so that's kind of, you know, that's the one cool aspect that really sold us on this house is how open it is.
Yeah.
And so, yeah, we love that.
Yes.
We have a pantry. It's a full walk-in pantry. And so I know a lot of people, so full walk-in pantry, you can go in there and you can have plenty of room for storage. That's one of the phenomenal things about this particular kitchen is that they give you a lot of room for storage. Here's the pantry. And the pantry is essentially another kitchen.
Or scullery.
Or scullery, excuse me. And so for those who are here in South Africa, a lot of the homes have a scullery.
Yeah.
And so what we did is we put the refrigerator, you have a washer dryer, sink, we put all of just our microwave, everything here. It makes it simple, especially if you have a lot of guests over and you don't want to necessarily have a large mess when you're cooking. You can actually do all that washing dishes as far as preparing meals. They be done here, and you can then bring it out and just have it there available. And it won't be such of a mess, when you have a lot of people over. And so that's pretty cool.
So in this space is the formal dining room.
Yes.
So the star of the show is this
Yeah.
chandelier
Yeah.
in all of its grandness.
Yeah.
But we don't have our dining room table yet. We had to get some things special orders, so we're still waiting on that to come in, but it's a good start.
In between this, I don't know if they want to see, this is such a lovely feature, because this is kind of, what do they call this, the feature piece. I think what we did, especially with these lights here, I don't know if it's going to blind our cameraman, but I can show you what the lighting would look like for something like this. And this is what it looks like when it's lit. And so we thought that this would be the perfect chandelier for this space. So I think it's very interesting because this is a double volume dining room. So you have this large chandelier, but also you see that you have a balcony kind of here on the second floor, so you can see that. So the view from up top as well as down below is phenomenal. So, yeah.
So for myself, I was looking to add to my life experience. So not that I was running away from anything in America, with people of different demographics, right? So let's say Caucasian people in America, it's okay for them to have a home in Italy, right? Or a home in Spain or France, and nobody bats an eye, right? No one ever questions, oh, why, right? But I feel like as African Americans, when we go to do something different, it's always like, what's going on with them? You know, why are they leaving? What are they running away from? So for myself, it was adding to my life experience. So fortunately, the military, it gave me a great opportunity to explore the world. So I had already kind of dabbled outside of the US. So I was looking to add to that. So in South Africa, I feel like I have found community though. On top of the community that I already had through my military friends and family, and then people that I grew up with, you know, along the way. So this, for me, is in addition to what I already have, and being able to give my loved ones opportunity to experience this, you know, because they don't have the same kind of opportunities that I did growing up. So that's pretty much it. That for me, that's what I'm looking for here in South Africa.
Okay, I don't know if mine's going to be controversial. It's a little different. Our backgrounds are different. And for those who are watching, you know, we come from, me and my wife, different backgrounds. She's a northerner, where I'm born in the southern states in the United States. And so for me, it's a little different. And when I say that, maybe it's a big difference. You know, there's a lot of stuff that's going on. And so not to become, it's more of a somber, I guess, answer I guess I'll give. We as Black Americans, we've been through a lot living in the United States. And currently, it ain't just us now, but our ancestors, my grandmother, her grandmother, and so on and so on. And then you look at in 2025 now, where we see things that's currently going on, unfortunately. And so for me, growing up in Texas, there was always things that, you know, bouts of racism that at a young age, I knew what it was. I experienced it at a very young age. And so I used to always ask questions about, why is it like that? You know, I'm 48 now, but I vividly remember things at age 6 years of age, where things happened, and I would ask my parents about it, like, why did this happen? Or why did this happen? Well, I would see things. And so I just, you know, it was just kind of, well, that's just unfortunately the way it is. And I just could not understand that. So as I got older, you know, as far as in adolescence and moved up teenage, high school, I seen things where, you know, I just could not explain it and understand it. I knew it was wrong, but it was just like, why is it like that? A simple example, a young kid from Dallas, Texas, and my father, we decided to move my junior year in high school. And so I moved from Dallas, Texas to Ennis, Texas. And so I'm pretty sure people who may see this will know exactly what I'm talking about in regards to, you go from a big bustling city such as Dallas, where you have all demographics of people, and you go to Ennis, where it's 75%, white. And then you do have the blacks, but the blacks who are there are living in poverty. The opportunities are not the same. That was a drastic change for me, to go from where I'm in, you know, Pleasant Grove and Skyline High School, where, you know, a majority of my classmates are African American, Hispanic, and then to go to Ennis and it's 75% white and a few blacks. That was a culture shock for me. And then, you know, I was always involved in sports, and the opportunities that I had in Dallas, I didn't have the same opportunities when I moved to Ennis, Texas. And so that's just a very small example. And then, of course, after I graduated, went off to college, and just kind of always lived with that, like, okay, didn't understand it. As a precursor to the question you're saying, was I running away from something? Early in life, I felt like I was running away from something. Like, I didn't like it, I didn't enjoy it. And so that kind of led me to go off to the military, where there was an opportunity for me to travel the United States. I wasn't even thinking about the world. You know, when you're that age, you're very short-sighted. And so, you know, traveling the United States, and that was a great opportunity. I met some really good people. But the one common denominator is that I would always find that bout of racism somewhere. And so it was things where I was just like, wow, you know, why is that? And so from high school, elementary, middle school, high school, military, unfortunately. And then I'm like, oh, but in between that, you have to find ways to navigate around that. So after that, essentially, you know, getting out of the military, as I was saying, for 9/11, you know, again, to put everything on the back burner, that was a move I made just, you know, like I said, because I wanted to do police. Now, the interesting thing is, as a retired police officer, that's when you really see some of those things, the ugliness of society, unfortunately. And so, as much as you want to help people, you're not going to be able to help everyone. And you know, you have those stories, you have the good stories where people who are pouring back into the community, and you as a police officer, you're trying to help people, but then you also have those sad stories where you have the crime, you have the drugs, you know, you have, you know, those type of stories. And as I got older in my career as a police officer, I began to look at things from a different perspective. You know, I used to always be angry as a young officer, like, why are we doing this? Why? And then not realizing, you know, well, what has led to that? What caused that? And so that was the big thing. As I got older, I started to look back and like, I see, well, not to condone the behavior, but what caused this to happen? And so that was the biggest thing for me. So I remember I would take orders. And for those who are reservists, I would take orders just to kind of get away from it all. And that was my first, when I remember my first time traveling overseas, was I took some orders to kind of get away from the job. And that was an eye-opening experience because, again, I see it now, a completely different culture, which my first time overseas was in Germany. And I was like, wow, this is amazing. And certain things, certain aspects that I was used to that unfortunately what happened in the US, it didn't necessarily happen so much there in Germany. And I was like, wow, this is different. And so that opened my eyes again. Like, wow, you know, it's okay to be as a black man, and not everybody's looking at me because I'm black, you know. And so that was a very interesting aspect. Now, fast forward to now, was I running from something? I think I was, for me. And I think it's based off of my life experiences.
Hey Web Nation family, for years we've been sharing stories of diasporans who have relocated from the diaspora and currently living here on the continent of Africa. You guys have been enjoying the episode, saying in the comment section that you want this to be you one day. Why don't we just bring that time to now? We are inviting you to come on a trip with us to South Africa, November 2026. This is going to be an 11-day experience of we visiting cities like Cape Town, Johannesburg. We having experiences like going to the wine lands and actually experiencing South Africa, the people, the food. This is not just a vacation. This is a very well detailed experience that gives you the proper insight on people interested in relocating. The beautiful part about this is we've made it easy for you to come on this trip with us. By you just making the deposit, you get to pay the rest in installment and get yourself on a trip with us to South Africa. Scan the QR code, secure a spot, and see you in South Africa. Now guys, let's get back into the video.
So here's where we have a bedroom that has an ensuite bath. We don't have the furniture that we want in here yet, but slowly we're building up, so.
Yeah. Just a guest bedroom, pretty good size. I don't know the square footage or the meter square,
Yeah.
but it has the built-in closets, has a small little desk, so if you do have it for kids or whatnot, they're able to utilize it.
Yeah.
And again, as far as this particular bedroom faces towards the front of the residence, I have one of the curtains tied up so you guys can see it. And mind you, our curtains right now, being that we don't consistently live here, we're back and forth, We haven't got the proper curtains yet, so this is just temporary. But again, this is the view from this particular bedroom of the front of the house. And so it gets a lot of natural lighting. We really love it, actually. It's probably one of my favorite bedrooms, even though it's on the first floor. And so this particular bedroom comes with an ensuite bathroom. Bathrooms come with a shower as well as a bathtub. So you have those options as well. This house comes with three garages, 2 separate ones. One is an oversized 2-car garage, and then you have a single car garage. This is the single car garage. If you have a large vehicle, which they have them here in South Africa, you'll be able to comfortably fit it inside this particular garage. And so this is the single car garage again. Actually, go ahead on.
No, you do it.
You do it.
Okay, so here is currently an office, but we'll be converting it to a cinema room. So it has the built-in desk and stuff now, but all of those things will be taken out.
Yeah, come on in, let's take a look. So right now we currently have young men who love to play video games, so we have them stationed in here right now. And so it's a pretty large size room. It's going to be the angle of the room and how it's made and configured is going to be a little odd as far as once we get some specialized furniture to out, as far as to be inside this space right here, to make it a media room. We love it. It has a beautiful view of the pool right there directly behind you. Yeah, we really like this space here once we get everything configured and taken out. So
definitely.
Yeah, absolutely. Okay. One thing I love about this house is that it has large windows. And so the large floor-to-ceiling windows where, you get a lot of natural light. That's one of the big things, pluses that I love about this house.
Definitely.
Yeah.
Everything is so affordable.
Yeah.
We were, for Christmas dinner, we had oxtail, and oxtail in America, 4 pieces, the pack has got to be $22, $24.
Yeah.
And here a pack was $5.
Yeah,
right?
$5. T-bones, $5. A tomahawk.
Yeah.
I think I have one in the refrigerator now. I think it was $8.
Yeah. So it's really affordable
here.
The utilities, I believe that it can be, it's hard to say for sure because we don't live here for full time as of yet, but so far everything, the water and the electric seems to be affordable. A lot of people have solar here as well. So it's best when you're off the grid, and then you don't have to deal with the higher rates or the load shedding, things like that.
Which is, if I can add this, for those, being that we've kind of been in 3 different places, the solar is very different in each one of the places, which is really weird. You would think a house with solar panels will be cheap, and that's not necessarily the case, especially in the United States. Just to install solar panels can be in the upwards of 60 to 70,000 USD. And so you'll have a lot of people who have, my parents.
Oh no. Oh,
you have sometimes where it's 60 to 70,000 USD. So what happens is, in order to get them installed, they put a lien on your home. So you have a second, pretty much mortgage, because you're paying for the solar panels. And then not only that, if you have full solar, you don't actually get you don't reap the benefit of that because of, for me, living in the state of Texas, they have their own grid. The United States has 2 grids. One is on the West Coast, one is on the East Coast. Texas has to be different, has its own grid. And so long story short, you don't reap the benefits of having a house that's full solar. You may have a cheaper bill that may be $200 to $300, but you don't get it where they're going to be paying you back money because you're generating so much solar power, or from the sun. And so that's one of the crazy things. Where in Europe, where we have solar, that makes it very cheap. As far as I know, we was talking about oil, but a lot of people are going to solar, and depending if you have a fully solar house, you actually reap a benefit from that, where you are generating so much electricity because of your solar system that they are paying you.
Yeah.
And then it's not expensive to put them up. And so here we have solar. I'm not sure, like I said, we don't stay here full time, so I'm not familiar yet to see as far as how the difference is as far as when it comes to electricity. But so far, I think that it's been pretty beneficial. Here, I love the guest bathroom, how the contour of the wall, you have a interior wall that has this really nice tile on it. And so it gives it another, just a really bold look, very modern look, I think. And so I love this. I love this bathroom, actually. I love the design of it and how it curves in like this. So you have the guest bathroom. And this is the double car garage. We have a car in there, but again, to kind of show, excuse my trash. Haven't did trash pickup during the Christmas break. However, this is a 2-car garage, oversized, as they say in the States. You can fit SUVs to trucks in here. Large garage door. The clearance is very high, so it'll be good for those if you do have a larger vehicle. You'll be able to get 2 of them in here easily. All right, after you.
All right. We're upstairs of the double volume entryway and stairwell.
As you can see, that view I was saying from the dining room, I think this is a beautiful view of the chandelier from upstairs. So yeah, come on in. This is the master suite. And so, again, not an overly large master suite, but it's big enough for what we like, Again, the master suite, the one big thing about the master suite is the balcony. I think that's beautiful. This master suite has pretty ample enough closet space. You have hers and his side, clearly as you can see.
Yeah.
The his side is much smaller than the hers side. That's pretty much how it goes. You have the master bathroom, which double vanities, have it kind of like a soaking tub or a garden tub. And so you have a shower, which is a decent size. And so one of the biggest features, as I was stating earlier, is the patio. One day you just want to come out, overlook people swimming in the pool, or just somewhere where you can get away from it all and it's quiet. Yeah, this is really I love the way they designed this. Yeah, this is very quiet and peaceful up here.
Definitely.
I love that. Yeah. I can't wait till we really furnish it and get some stuff up here.
Yeah.
That's gonna look really nice. This could be, you can explain it as far as.
Well, this could be a bedroom or an office. So initially, they had a patio here and no access to the patio. So what we did is we had our contractor come and install a patio door. So this room is kind of under construction a little bit. And then at some point, we'll be replacing this stuff with some nice office furniture. Because I feel like I want to make this space an office upstairs.
Yeah.
And it has a shared ensuite bath that we'll access from the other side.
Yeah.
And
then of course you have a balcony, which that's a cool little concept of this room, which we initially didn't have access to. That's why we had them put in a sliding glass door. So now we have access to a balcony. And so this balcony actually it stretches over to another bedroom, which doesn't have access to this balcony. So whoever is in the office has complete access to a balcony. So, and it actually has the best view of the pool too. I was just thinking about that. Wow, this is really actually better than our view. Because it feels like it's right on top of it. Yeah, it feels like you're right on top of it. Wow. Hey, it's beautiful out there, man. It's a really good view. That's my first time stepping out on the balcony.
Yeah.
Wow. Okay.
So this here is just a storage closet.
Yeah, just storage closet, large storage closet. One thing about this home is it has lots of areas for storage. So again, for a large family, it was perfect. We don't necessarily have a large family because we have more adult kids than we have adolescent kids. But for luggage or whatever, you can store it in there.
Yep. Okay. And then this is another bedroom here.
Okay.
For right now, just bare minimum, just a bed, but
yeah.
we'll build it out and make it nice as we go along. It also has access to a balcony there to the side. That's a shared balcony. And then it has this Jack and Jill ensuite bath. So
I love the wall to ceiling tile. That's a really nice element to this bathroom.
definitely.
And so, yeah. All right.
On to the next.
On to the next. All right, let's do it. This is bedroom number 5 up here. Yeah, this is number 5. And so this is another bedroom. This bedroom has a bathroom, ensuite bathroom. So you have shower and you have a tub. It's a pretty good sized room. Beautiful view. You have a large bay window right there. So that actually has a pretty decent view. And then also it has access to that balcony that it shares with the bedroom number 4.
Yeah. Lots of built-in closets.
Lots of closets.
Yeah.
So one thing that you will find out, especially for anyone that's coming, you essentially just need to purchase a bed. You wouldn't have to be a dresser or a chest drawer or anything like that because you have it all built in. So from a price point, that makes it a lot easier and a lot more affordable sometimes.
Yep. My experience of living in South Africa so far, it's been good. I try to come once a month because I'm still over in Germany. So I'm not here on a full-time basis, but so far the community has been very welcoming, and the people that I've come and encounter with, it's been pleasant experiences. The home buying process, that probably was the only hiccup that we really had. Things are very different here than what we're used to in Europe or even in the US. So for the home buying process, we had wonderful realtors and went through the whole process. You know, here in South Africa, you're required as an expat to put 50% down if you're not going to purchase a property outright. So we went through all of that, and everything was good to go. And there was an agreement that the 1st of July, the seller would be out of the house, or he would then request an extension, and if granted, he would back pay us rent, right? And if we needed to get in and the house hadn't closed yet, and vice versa, we would back pay him the mortgage. So that we were supposed to come, I believe it was July 1st. So the day before, we are packed, ready to head to the airport. And so contact the realtor to say, hey, when we arrive tomorrow, what does turnover look like? Where do we go? Who do we meet? And then so they're like, oh, hold on, let's call the seller and we'll let you know. So they called the seller and he's like, move out? I'm not ready to leave. I still have stuff to do and blah, blah, blah. But that was definitely not a part of the agreement. So now that was going to be a big problem. And he refused to leave. He refused to provide any kind of accommodations for our losses with the plane ticket or hotel stay or any of that. So that was a bit of a craziness. So besides that, I think that's really our only kind of like bump in the road that we came across. We're outside.
Yeah, this is nice. It's a beautiful day. It's been raining here in Joburg, so that's one thing We've tried to get used to it, whatnot, and so once you've been here for a period of time, you do get accustomed to it as far as the amount of rain. This is the, you can see the inside, outside feel of the house. I love it. I mean, this is something that we never would have thought we could get as far as living in the States or Europe. You're going to pay, I don't, you know, just an astronomical amounts of money. And so to be able to have a house that has this feel is something that we really are, we love. We love the beautiful pool. You can come out here and entertain your family, friends. And so this is one of the things that I just really love. Yeah. And so again, it has direct access to the Braai room, family room, kitchen. So yeah, this is something phenomenal. So yeah, this is the pool room right here. I've never had a pool room in my life. And so this is one of the things that in the pool room, you have all your pool tools, whether it's your cleaning equipment. And so you can take a look at it. This one has also a bathroom, so it has a sink and toilet. And so we redid this room here in particular. And so, yeah, you store all your, you know, chlorines, you know, whatever pool equipment that you may have used to clean your pool. And then also when guests are here, if they need to come to a restroom, they have this restroom here that's available to be used as well. Next piece we have is over here. We're at the back side of the house. So you're able to walk the entirety of your property. So you have a gate on each side and it gives you the ability to walk around the entire house. This room here we had redone. It's called a quarters. What is it called? Staff quarters? Mm-hmm. And so the staff quarters, we decided to renovate it. We wanted something nice. We went with a kind of a darker floor color, painted the walls, and we redid the bathroom. So we did floor to ceiling tile in the bathroom. You have a full bathroom here where you have toilet and you have a shower just on the opposite side of it, as well as a small sink. And so that's also a really nice feature. If you have guests over, if you want people to come over and you have so many people that's in the bedrooms, you can actually have a safe space where you can provide guests. They can stay here, you know, as far as for a short period of time. So we like that. And I think that's actually another feature that we thought was cool. As we walk down this way here, you have a door to the scullery. That's the scullery door. And so you have many points of entry and exit on this house here. And so that's the scullery door there. And then as you walk around, which I love too, this is the cool thing about having that ability to walk around your entire property. You have access gate down here, as well as you have a closet for storage. So there's plenty of storage here. The beautiful thing about properties like this is that they have all this nice foliage and nice, you can have potted plants. You can have some of the vegetation that they have here that's native to South Africa. You can get planted here. And so that's one thing that we're trying to do, is trying to figure out the right foliage to put out here to make it look nice, depending on the season. So, but that's the cool thing about this right here. I love this.
So very, very cool to have plants this big. But when we move, we'll be able to kind of figure out which direction we want to go.
Yeah.
Definitely South Africa has more value for your money.
Yeah.
The dollar goes a little bit further, and the homes here are beautiful, and more bang for your buck for sure.
Absolutely. And what we noticed, we did a lot of house hunting and looking at houses, is that the owners typically look like they've maintained the homes pretty well. Again, you're going to have certain issues on certain homes depending on where you're at, but generally, at least the homes that we looked at, the owners took pretty decent care and they maintained the home. And so that's another thing. The house was loved prior to you purchasing, and of course, once you purchase it, you're going to love your house as well. Yeah. But that was another thing that was really shocking. Find so many homes that are similar to this, some even nicer than this, that was taken care of really well. Yeah. And then the price, again.
You could build.
Or you can build.
Too.
For a very cheap amount of money.
Yeah.
And so, if we had to do it all over again, we was thinking like maybe we would build, you know.
Right, maybe.
But again, we was very fortunate to come across this here.
Definitely. I would say the biggest money mistake that we've made is not having a home inspection. Listening to the realtors, they were great, but for some reason they discouraged us from getting a home inspection. And everything seemed to be in good working order and whatnot. But once we got the keys and we got in, we were able to see that, yeah, there's things here or there, maybe with the roof or maybe with the outlet. It was Christmas Eve, 11 p.m., and I'm getting ready to start cooking on the stove. And when I went to turn the switch for the stove, it didn't come on. So now we had to figure out who we could get out at that time of night, or Christmas was about to be ruined. But these little things could have been caught early on, and then maybe the negotiation with the seller would have went a little bit different, because he got, we're not the type of people to try to get over on anyone. So we want to be fair when it comes to things like that. And he definitely got more than he should have. In the next 5 years. So the youngest will be off to college, the college of his choice. And we will be here in full retirement mode, living here in South Africa, and this will be the family home for the children to be able to come to. Definitely. Yeah, and then also hopefully in the next 5 years, talking around even with other people, South Africans too, business opportunities. The entrepreneur spirit, in the States, it's so hard. I'm going to say it's very difficult. You don't find too many Black-owned anything in the States. Here, there's an opportunity, and I think the opportunities, especially as an African American, where we may have access to resources, to be able to bring that here and to be able to establish and start something along with our South African brothers and sisters, I think will be a phenomenal thing. I think it'd be game changing. I think in 5 years, I see myself doing something like that. Yeah, that's what I think I see with the next 5 years, us here full time and just, enjoying life, living amongst our brothers and sisters here. Hopefully my parents will be here. That's another desire of mine. I think the biggest thing is now being able to breathe and to live and to enjoy life. The fast-paced life of America, and that'll wear you down mentally, physically, emotionally. And being able to now come here to South Africa, to this beautiful country, and to be able to live a life full of reward and just peace. That's where I see myself in 5 years. So if we had to give advice to families who are thinking about moving, it would be to visit multiple times, get a lay of the land. Unlike us, that on a 9-day trip, day 7, we bought a house. I would say to definitely visit. And then also, do your research in regard to finances. So moving to South Africa, it's cheaper to start over because of the import taxes. So there are things that I didn't think about. I thought that, okay, we're going to put furniture in a container and send it on and it's going to be all good. But no. So, those things add to the expenses of moving over. But definitely I would say do it. We have the same thought of, the world is changing and you can get ahead of these things. And create the environment and atmosphere for your family that is going to keep you safe and healthy, or, risk all of that staying behind, So I would say it's definitely don't be afraid. and sometimes it is a step out on faith.
It is, absolutely. Yeah. Yeah, I think that's good advice. Absolutely. Make the move. I mean, if there's advice to give you is, I don't want to sound like a salesman, but I mean, it is everything that you may have seen, whether I'm not sure who you may follow on social media or whatnot. Again, it is everything that, I know people have seen Black Panther and they say, oh, Wakanda. This is, I mean, this is amazing. I mean, it literally is amazing. Mind blowing. And then, so I guess my advice is, if it's for you, make that move. I know for some people are not going to do it, and I find it unfortunate, but hey, it's, to each its own, I think.
Yeah, to each his own. That's okay. Yeah.
But make the move. I think so. I think we're living in a time now where the signs are there. All my brothers and sisters in the States, and the South African brothers and sisters here are so beautiful. Immerse yourself in the culture. I mean, I'm telling you, being here in the diaspora, it's amazing. So, yeah.
If I could send a message to my past self before the move, do not buy that house in Germany. The amount of money that is required to be put down over there to even get a home is astronomical. Yes. So that also, maybe 10 years ago, 15 years ago, all of the keeping up with the Joneses and buying this and feeling like you have to be here to have that I made it feeling. No, it's no added value to those things that depreciate, right? Stack your paper and prepare for what's to come. And had I done that back then, I think that I would be ready to go head first into business opportunity here. But hindsight, it's 2020, right?
Yeah, I would say for me it would have made. I think you touched on a lot of everything. Save, get your finances in order. That's a big thing, especially for those who have a large family. Get your finances in order. If you're young enough and you're in school, look for degrees in employment that allow you the ability to work, to live abroad, but work, whether it's the U.S. or Europe, remotely. That is a big key. If you have the ability to still live abroad, but your job is in the U.S. and they allow you to work abroad, that is awesome. That I would definitely recommend, and look for degrees or fields of study that push you towards those type of jobs and that type of career paths and fields where you're able to kind of provide you that access to, I said, live abroad and work from them. And there's companies here. That's one thing that's phenomenal. So past self, it would probably be save money. Don't buy the house in Germany. Never would have done that.
Right. All the cars.
All the cars, yeah.
Right. The bags. All the ridiculous.
None of that matters. None of that matters. And then, because again, when you get here, they have it here. They have it here.
Right. Mercedes, Porsche.
Yeah, they have BMW. All that stuff here. And so if you have that little touch of luxury and they have it here. They don't tell us that, though.
Yeah, that's true.
Don't tell us that. And so you'll come here thinking one thing, and you get here and it's mind blowing. And you're just like, hold on, what?
Right.
And so, but there's also, if I could say this one last thing, there's something within everybody's price point and price range. So you may look at this video and 5 years ago, save up all this large swaths of cash and all this. But again, the real estate market here is a very diverse but very accessible real estate market. So you don't have to have these large sums of money to be able to move your family here. You don't have to have that. And so that's a big thing that, I know they see these videos and people are staying in these gazillion size mansions, and you're like, wow, that's not the case. They have places that are really nice.
Yeah.
That's half the price.
Yeah.
And in hindsight, we sit here and think like, phew,
Right.
we could have done something and, you know, something a lot cheaper or whatnot. But again, so that's one of the things. But again, save money, find you a job or field that leads you to be able to work overseas, and don't buy anything extravagant. Wait till you get here to do that.
Thank you so much for taking the time to view our home and speak with us today. I guess if there was a message, it's the sky's the limit. Don't be afraid, step out on faith. And South Africa is a beautiful place, welcoming people, and we'll be here to welcome you when you decide to come.
Oh yeah, absolutely, absolutely. It's a great message.